I am going to show you keyboard shortcuts in Gmail and how they can really benefit you. First off, I'll give a quick example, and you can see the mouse pointer up here at the top of the page, top left near the Google. I'm going to leave the mouse up there so you'll see that the mouse is not moving. You can note it. Well, I'm going to click on the page first just to activate it so the keyboard will work. I was on another program earlier. But now I can move down to each email using the J key or up using the K. And you can see the blue bar going next to the unread box on the email. So what I can do is I can click an X to highlight an email. If I want to delete that email, I type the number sign, and that email is gone. I can select an email, and if I want to make this one, if it's a one that I want to label, I can click on label and label it for whatever I want. If I want to call it miscellaneous, I just type MIMSC, hit enter, and you can see now, I will move the mouse just so you can see, it has the label for miscellaneous. Now, actually this is another one that I do not need, so I'm going to delete it again with the number sign. Those are just a couple of examples of how quick things can go. Now if I'm going to compose an email, I hit C for compose. I start typing a name. I'm going to put in my own name, send an email to myself. A little redundancy, but I like to get email, so here we go. I go down to the subject. I can make it whatever I want to say, obviously. And then here is the email. Tab one time after composing the email, and that highlights the send key down at the bottom. Hit enter, and that email is sent. So again, to show you how quick this can be and how easily to navigate, I will go down to, I'm moving the mouse down to help desk, and we use Spiceworks. If I go to the help desk email, I can click and open that. When I read it, if I want to forward it, I hit F for forward. I can type who I want to forward it to. We'll make it my home email address. Do that again, hit enter, and we're gone. That's all you have to do. Now I hit delete to delete that email again. But if you're in an email, say I went into this email, just clicked an X and then O to open the email. While I'm in the email reading, I can decide that I want to go back to my inbox. GI is go inbox. GI, I'm right back to my inbox. A couple of things that I want to show you just so you can use these keyboard shortcuts. And I know I'm jumping around a little, but I wanted to show you the power of the shortcuts first. When you go over here to the settings button in Gmail, click settings and go down to the settings tab. When it opens up, you'll have to scroll down a ways to where the keyboard shortcuts are. Keyboard shortcuts, and you can keyboard shortcuts on. What is really nice is you can even enable a lab. I believe it's in the labs up here, where you can put in your own keyboard shortcuts, so you can change them to your liking, whatever you want to have. Honestly, the ones in there are what I use. I haven't made any specific changes myself, but that is a possibility. After you enable keyboard shortcuts, make sure you go to the bottom and save changes. I'm going to cancel out of here because mine were already enabled. And one other very important part is how to see what the keyboard shortcuts are. You may be wondering how I learned these, where they are. If you type a question mark, so it's shift and question mark, it comes up with all the keyboard shortcuts that you can use. Keyboard shortcuts up here, and it talks about composing and chat, the different ones you can do. Inserting a link, if you want to insert a link in an email. Adding recipients, any of that. The formatting. Honestly, the formatting is similar to what you're probably used to in Microsoft. Control B for bold, Control I for italics, Control U for underline. It's got some nice ones. Control Shift and 7 for numbered list or bulleted list. excuse me, if you want to add a quote, you can do that as well with the keyboard shortcut, left, align, center, and all. Some of the ones that I find very useful are the jumping shortcuts, and I just highlighted these in blue. The GL for Go label is a very, very useful one. I'm going to escape out of this and show you how the some of these Go ones work. Okay, I'm back in my email, and I do not use the task list on this Gmail. I use it on my personal email. But if I wanted to add a task, I could hit GK for Go Task, and it brings up the task list over here. I can type a task that I would like to do. I could do that today. Actually hit escape and it goes away. If you do it again, it comes back and that task is right there. So you can hit escape and the task list goes away, or GK to go to the task list. Now if you haven't used this task list before, one point I'd like to make here is this arrow key is to pop out. There's the minimize, pop out, or the close. If you pop this out, it becomes active and you can move it anywhere you want. There's a lot of things you can do with the Google Task List. Since we're talking about email, I will show you one very useful feature. Let's say I'm reading something down here from Mary Wilson, one of our teachers, and I read her email and I think, oh, that's something I'd like to add to my task list. I hit the Shift key and T, and that email goes onto the task list right here. And what's really cool about that is I can close the task list and I can actually go back to my email, and I'm not on any specific email. If I go to GK for show my taskbar, I can look over here at the bottom of the task and it says related email. I click on related email and will take me right to the email that the task was built from, so I can see exactly what I need to do. It's just a very easy and simple way, and once I get this done, if I want to change the label on the task, I can change it to whatever I want. Just change it to something else. I can always go back to that related email though. So I hope you've enjoyed what I've shown you so far, and what I want to remind you of, to see the keyboard shortcuts and what all you can do with them, hit the Shift key and question mark, and that'll bring up all the keyboard shortcuts. One thing that a lot of the teachers here have done that I've worked with is to open the keyboard shortcuts in a new window. What that does, it just makes it kind of a printable format if you want to have those printable. I find it's easy just to hit Shift question mark. Just hit the question mark and you can bring up, read what you need to do, hit escape, and then use it. So you don't really need this, but it's just another way to view those. But again, I hope you've enjoyed the keyboard shortcuts, and I would encourage you to try out just a few for the first week or so. Get used to those and then add a different one each week. My next topic that I will be talking about will probably be how to use the full Google search functionality up here in the Google search box. So I look forward to my next video.